So I beat the game Hard Reset recently, which is made by Flying Wild Hog, and I know what you're thinking. You shouldn't be playing that, King Jivy Coates. You were playing Shadow Warrior 2. We got our Shadow Warrior 3. It does not suck. We got our Shadow Warrior 1. It does not suck. Where's our Shadow Warrior 2? Well, I haven't done it yet, so deal with it. I decided to play Hard Reset because it was $2 on the PlayStation Store. $2. And I was like, I mean, $2 for a shooter? I'll buy it. So I got it, I downloaded it, I played it. It's not a very long game, and normally this is where I would go into what the story is, but I have no idea what the story is. I know you're in some sort of cyberpunk world, right? You're in this, like, dystopian, Terminator Salvation, like, grinder meat box world, I guess, because, like, your enemies are gonna be, like, humanoids that are, like, grafted into machines. It's real grotesque, real cool. You got, like, little running machines. Every enemy design in this game is absolutely fantastic. That is something I wanted to get out right away. The enemy design in this game is so freaking good. I loved shooting them and cutting them up at every second. Absolutely. Like, there's these guys that walk on these big arms, and there's like 3 different types of them, but there's one that's like, he just stands there and shoots rockets out of his freaking back, like, and you're sitting there like dodging and shooting, and it's, oh my god, is it so cool. But I have no idea what was going on in the story. When this game ended, I was like, what happened? You're playing as like this detective guy the whole time. He's like, I live in a dark city. Everything is dark, and darkness is dark. Bad robots. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. What the fuck is going on here? It's just shit like that the whole time, and it is not great. It's like, like, I wanted to like it, but then you get, like, to the, like, other characters, and for some reason they all sound like, what's going on? It's all like this desync like robot voice. He's like, it's so weird, and like it's not like it's bad. I get the idea they're going for with these voices, but like I don't feel like it ever meshes because like the main character's like a Mad Max type. Or Max Payne type. The cutscenes are comic panels. Like Max Payne. There's a lot of Max Payne like love thrown into this and nods to, hey, we like your game, we're gonna do our own thing with it, we're gonna run with that detective style. But it doesn't hit with the story. It really doesn't, because like you'll be watching I remember like right away, I saw the first comic paneling. I'm like, ooh, that's a cool art design. And I'm not the biggest on the panel type cutscenes, never have been. Really hated it in Redfall. But this one, I was like, it's not bad. Like, I think I'll give it a chance. Bro, by the second one, I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I absolutely have no idea what's going on in this entire game, to be honest with you. I know that he meets this dude that's like the bad guy because he works like for the cops or something, and he's like, whoa, I gotta kill you. And then he like goes and like the guy's like, no, you don't have to kill. He's like, wait, no, you don't have to kill me. You don't have to kill me. I will kill myself. And then he just like caps himself, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on in this story. And that's kind of a running theme throughout this game. You get to the end, and it's just like the game ends, and you, like I literally sat there like John Travolta. It was one of those that I was like, okay, the game's over. I honestly, when I hit the end of the game, I'm like, that's it? The game's over? And it sucks because I was like, right around the time when the game ends, I felt like I had perfected the combat. To a point that I was like, nothing can get in my way. Like, before, like, it was a while before I felt like, before the ending where I felt like I perfected it, but I got it into a rhythm. It's like when you're playing Guitar Hero and you're like, bop, 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 and then the song, like, cuts off halfway and you're like, but it was going so well. Why? I don't know. It kind of felt like that when I hit the end of the game, mainly because, like I said, I couldn't pay attention to the story as much as I wanted to try. I never skipped any cutscenes. Like, it just, I would be sitting there and something in my brain would just be like, shut off, and the monkey tambourines would start going. But, like, that's whatever, because this game doesn't, I don't ever feel like this game was trying to be a storytelling game. I want to be like 100% upfront, and that's why I'm still saying this game doesn't suck, because as much as the story's all over the place, the gunplay is fantastic. Like, it's absolutely wonderful. Now, the weapon wheel they have is a little bit janky, but I kept trying to like default to that, because a lot of games with weapon wheels, you gotta default to the weapon wheel pretty constantly. Not in this game, baby. So the way it works is you start out with 2 guns. The whole game you have only these 2 guns, and it just depends on what attachments you put on them. So like if you're running the plasma gun, you could be running the typical plasma gun, or you can drop down the bottom and use the ray gun. You unlock these pretty quick. I mean, it's just through currency, so you can skip the ones you don't want to get. And then on the right side, or the left side, you got your like machine guns, your shotguns, your RPGs. So you basically like go to your weapon wheel, like select one, and then like select the one for the other one, and then you got your defaults, right? Then what you'll do is you'll take your controller, and with these like circle, that's your plasma setting, right? That's your plasma setting. Square, that's what I'm gonna call normal weapons, like your machine guns and stuff. Triangle, your sword. And if there's one thing that, if you've been watching my games that do not suck, you know that I absolutely love, Flying Wild Hog's melee combat. So, like, that sword was getting tons of use. But the way that they did this whole weapon wheel setup, where you had this quick switch, it's way better than even with, like, Shadow Warrior, where I said that it almost had, like, a really nice quick rotation with the weapons. This one does it even better. Everything with it being mapped to an individual button, it's just like you're honestly quick switching between the guns, and then it's like you'll have a guy flying in the air, right? He's got a big old robot arm, and he's flying at you, and you're like, oh yeah, you son of a bitch? Well, check this out. Rocket launcher, railgun. And then little guys come at you, you're like, sword, rocket launcher, railgun, dash, rocket launcher, railgun. And then, like, if you get into an area where there's a bunch of, like, exploding guys come at you, you're like, machine gun, plasma trap, machine gun, plasma trap, or shotgun, plasma trap, sword. Oh my god, it's just, the combat's so fluid in this game. So freaking fluid that I could play hours and hours and hours of a game with just this style of combat. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this right away. The guns all only having the 2 guns and putting different attachments on them. I've seen that done in the past, and I always feel like it doesn't give me the variety I really want because of the weapon design doesn't change. But this game right away is like, screw that. You don't need to worry about weapon. You shouldn't even be looking at your weapon. You should be like looking at our awesomely designed enemies. Because this game's enemy style, like, it's not like the biggest enemy variety you've ever seen, but every enemy introduced into this game is freaking cool. Like, awesome. Like, it's above par. It's like they took what Terminator does, it took what Blade Runner does, it took like what all of these other things done, threw it into a horror movie blender, threw these guys out at you, and it's not like it's a horror game, but it has like this gritty feel to it, and I really like that, and shooting them in the face was a fucking dream, man. But that's all I got for you. I guess I basically am saying that this game's fun, but has no story whatsoever. So go buy it, especially for $2. But let me know what you think in the comments. Have you played this? Are you going to play that? And remember, stay idiots and subscribe to my channel.